All right, so guys, section 2.3 is Venn diagrams and set operations, okay? So Venn diagram, guys, typically is going to look something like this, okay? It's going to have this big square rectangle. We're going to call that the universal set. And inside that universal set, we're going to have smaller sets or subsets, okay? So here we have the set A. So that's just one example of a Venn diagram. We're going to kind of walk through this a little slowly as we get to the actual problems. This is just some general information. Okay, disjoint sets, guys, are two sets that have no elements in common. So let's think about this for a minute. Here's our universal set. Here's my set A. Here's my set B. You can see they don't overlap, right? Suppose we said the universal set is something like, say, animals, right? And say we could have, I don't know, cats here and dogs here, right? There's no intersection. There's no overlap, right? There's no animal that's a cat and a dog at the same time, okay? Let's see. And proper subset. So remember, we talked about a proper subset before. Here's A, here's B. There's elements in here that are not in here, right? Okay, let's see. The circle A is completely inside the circle B. Okay, equal sets. You can see from the picture here, the set A and the set B, it's the same circle, right? Overlapping sets, there's some things in common, okay? Let's see. The complement. So the complement, if everything inside the circle is A, everything that's in the universal set that is not an A is what we call the complement. The way we read this thing right here is just a complement, okay? So here we go. It says, given the universal set is the set of the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A is a set of the letters containing the letters A, C, and E, let's find a complement, and let's illustrate this using a Venn diagram. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to draw my rectangle, okay? My rectangle is going to be my universal set. Inside there, I'm going to have the set A. Now, I want you to notice the elements that are inside the set A are the elements A, C, and E. So then I need to figure out what would the elements say outside that circle be. Well, look, we already have A. That's also in the universal set because it's still inside that big rectangle. We have the letter C. We have the letter E. So the letters are going to be over here. I'll tell you what, let's use a different color because we have options. Okay, so here we would put B, D, F, and G. So it says determine a complement. Okay, a complement would be the set of B, D, F, and G. Okay. There we go. So give me one quick second here. All right. So now let's go to the next one here. So we have the intersection of sets, okay? Again, guys, the way we read this part right here, the way I read that is A intersection B, okay? And it says that's going to be the set that has elements that are common to both of them, okay? So let's see. We notice here, there's our little overlap, right? That's what we call the intersection. It says using set notation, the intersection of set A and set B indicated by, here we go, A intersection B, are all the elements X, such that X is in A and it's also in B. Okay, so now let's see if we can figure out this part right here. So look at my universal set. My universal set has the numbers, natural numbers 1 through 10. A is the set of the numbers containing the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 8. B is the set of the numbers 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8. And C is the empty set. Okay. All right. Excuse me. So if I'm going to do the first one here, A intersection B. Okay, I'm going to look at this set here, and I'm going to look at this set here. And I'm just going to ask myself, what numbers do we have in common to both? Well, 1 is common to both. 3 is common to both. And it looks like 8 is common to both, okay? So there's my intersection of two sets. Now let's do the second part, A intersection C. Notice, guys, C is the empty set. There is nothing in common there. What are the elements that are common to both? There aren't any elements that are common to both. Okay? All right. Now, for the third one, we're going to find A complement intersection B. So guys, if I know what A looks like, the first thing I need to find also is, well, what would A complement look like? So remember what A complement is. A complement are going to be, what are the numbers that are here that are not the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 8? Well, that means I'm looking for the numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's go here, we're going to say, look, I'm going to look, oops, whoa. Okay? Now I'm going to say, okay, look at these numbers here, that set A, and look at the set, or A complement, I'm sorry, and look at the set B. Now, let's see what numbers they both have in common. 1, no. 3, no. 6, yes. So 6 is one of them. 7, yes. 7 is another one. 8, no it isn't. Okay. There we go. And then we found A complement intersection B. So guys, I want you to notice something. In order for me to do part C, I couldn't just say, well, let me look at, so let me clear this up a little bit. Here we go. So let me get rid of that circle. And let me get rid of that and that and that. Okay. So I couldn't just look at my set A and my set B and say, oh, I can find the intersection of A complement and B. What I first had to do was I first had to find A complement. Once I found A complement, then I could find the intersection of the two. Okay? Now, look at part D. Part D here says, let's find A intersection B complement. Guys, I want you to think about one of the first videos I had you guys watch was 1.9, which was in the 0032 class, right? And that, remember, we did order of operations. We said we got to do what's on the inside of the parentheses first. So I want you to look what's on the inside of the parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we have A intersection B. We'll take a look right here. Here is A intersection B. So if I want to find, let me use my black marker, okay? If I want to find A intersection B complement, I'm going to say I want to pick the numbers that are here in my universal set that are not the numbers 1, 3, or 8. So then I'm just going to come back and say, okay, I want the numbers, oops, come on, don't give me a hard time again. Here we go. I want the numbers 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. And that's how we can find A intersection B complement, right? Again, guys, notice what I had to do. I had to know what this guy was first, okay? So just kind of like order of operations, right? I got to do what's on the inside of those parentheses first. Okay, so the next piece here is something we call, excuse me, something we call the union. The union of the two sets says we're going to take everything that's in A, we're going to take everything in B, we're going to throw it all together, and that's going to be our union, okay? So remember, the difference between the union and the intersection is the one we just did. We were looking for only those things they had in common. The union says as long as it's there, it's going to be part of the union, okay? Whether it's only in the first one, whether it's only in the second one, or whether it happens to be in both. All right? So, let's do the same thing here. Let's see if we can't figure this out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to find A union B. So guys, here's A, here's B. All we're going to do is we're going to put those two sets together. We're going to make one set. Okay? So they both have the number 1. I don't actually have to list the element twice. I'm only going to list it one time. Okay? And then we got the number 2 because it's in A. We got the number 3 because it's in B. We got the number 4 because it's in A. We have the number 6 because it's in both. And we also have 7 and 9. So as long as it's in one of them, it's going to go in there, okay? Now, let's do the next one. The next one is A union C. So everything that's in A plus whatever we have in C. Well, look, here's everything in A, 1, 2, 4, and 6. C doesn't have anything, but I'm still going to have to use the numbers 1, 2, 4, and 6, right? Okay. My third one, we're going to find A complement union B, okay? Oops. So here's A. Let's again find A complement, okay? So guys, I don't want to use the number 1, I don't want 2, I don't want 4, I don't want 6, but I do want 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now I'm going to take this right here, okay, and I'm going to take the set B, and I'm going to say, let's put those two sets together. Okay. So I need 1, I need 3, I need 5, I need 6, I need 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. And for part D says we're going to find A union B complement, right? Okay. So guys, let me just clean up some of this little mess that I have here, but I needed it earlier. Okay. Now, A union B complement. So remember, I have to first know what A union B is. Well, here's A union B. A union B is that set right there. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to look at my universal set. I'm going to say I want all the numbers in U that are not the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, or 9. So now let's see, what numbers are we left with? We're left with 5, we're left with 8, and we're left with 10. And there's my A union B complement. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So guys, for the next part here, it says the number of elements in A union B. Well, the way we're going to find the number of elements in A union B is we're going to take the number of elements in A, we're going to add the number of elements in B, and we're going to subtract off whatever overlaps, whatever number of elements we have in both. Okay? So let's see here. It says the results of a survey of visitors at the Grand Canyon showed that 25 speak Spanish, 14 speak French, and 4 speak both Spanish and French. The question says, how many speak Spanish or French? Okay? So guys, I can sort of think of, we're basically going to do this. We're going to say, what's the number that speaks Spanish or French? Okay? All I'm doing is I'm replacing with the A and the B with the S and the F for Spanish and French. Where we're going to do that is we're going to take the number that speaks Spanish plus the number that speak French, and we're going to subtract off the ones that speak both. Okay? So the way we're going to figure this out, the number that speaks Spanish or French, we're going to say, okay, well, how many of these folks speak Spanish? Well, 25 of them do. Okay? How many speak French? Well, 14 of them do. How many speak both? Well, 4 of them do. So 25 plus 14 minus 4 should give us a total of 35, right? Okay. Let's see if we can do the same thing for the next one. It says the results of a survey of customers at a McDonald's restaurant showed that 28 bought either a hamburger or fries, 20 bought fries, 17 bought both a hamburger and fries. The question says, how many only bought a burger? Okay, so let's do it like this. The number that bought a burger or fries is going to be equal to the number that bought a burger plus the number that bought fries minus the ones that bought both. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? 28 bought either one. So there's my 28 right here. 20 bought fries, so this is going to be my 20 here. And 17 bought both right here. I don't know how many bought just a burger. Okay. So this is 28 equals the number who bought a burger, which we don't know yet, 20 minus 17 is going to be a plus 3. So guys, if we just minus 3 from both pieces, then we would say, well, 28 minus 3 is 25, and that's a number who only bought a burger. Okay? So a lot of people who only bought a burger. Alrighty. Let's see what else we have here. Ah, okay, good. The difference of two sets. Okay, guys, the difference of two sets is exactly what you think it is. A minus B. It's the set of elements that belong to A, but they're not in B. If they're also in B, we got to throw those away. Okay? So, let's see if we can figure out the same kind of thing that we've been doing so far. So, here's my universal, my set ABC. Let's do the first one, the set A minus B. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to pick the letters that I have here, but if I also have them here, I don't want them. Okay, so B, I don't want because B belongs to both. D, I don't want because D belongs to both. I do want E. E is an element of A that's not in B. F, I also want because it's an A, but it's not in B. And G, I also want because it's an A, not in B. I don't want H because it's also in B. So I'm only picking, I know I'm looking at both sets, but I'm only going to pick the ones that are in A, but if they're in B, I don't want them. I only want the ones that are only in A. Okay. Let's do the same thing for A minus C. Oops. Minus C. Okay. So let me erase some of this mess here. Let's do this again. Okay. So A minus C. I don't want the letter B because it's in both. I don't want the letter E because it's in both. And I don't want the letter G because it's in both. So then what I do want are the letters D, F, and H. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's take a look over here at the next piece. Okay. Let's see. A complement minus B. So A complement minus B. Well, I definitely need to figure out what is A complement going to look like. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Let's find A complement first. So I don't want the letter B. I don't want the letter D. I don't want the letter E. I don't want the letter F. I don't want the letter G. And I don't want the letter H. So then A complement will be the letters A, C, I, J, and K. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go slow. I'm looking for A complement minus B. So I'm only going to use the letters here, but they cannot be there. So I don't want the letter A. I will take C. I will take I. I will, wait, I, no, we don't want I, I'm sorry. Oops, there we go. Okay. I do want C. I do not want I, because that's also in both. But J and K we will also take. J and K. Okay. All right. Now, let's look at part D. Part D says, let's find A minus C complement, okay? So let me kind of let me clean up some of this mess here. There we go. And I think we had an A right here. There we go. All right. So we're going to find a C complement. So guys, remember the way we're going to find C complement. Okay? The way I'm going to find C complement is I'm going to say, I'm going to look at the letter C. I'm going to scratch out the B, I'm going to scratch out the E, and I'm going to scratch out the G. Then I'm going to pick all the other letters that I have in that universal set. So I'm going to pick A, C, D, F, H, I, J, and K. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do to find A minus C complement, I'm going to pick these letters here as long as they're not one of those. So B, yes. D, no, I don't want it. E, yes, I do. F, no, I don't want it. G, yes, I do. H, no, I don't want it. And that's where we'll stop. Okay. So it gets a little messy, and there's kind of a lot of problems here, guys. But again, I'm trying to go real slow. As you're going through the video, if you need to pause and just kind of rewind a little bit, you know that you can do that, right? All right. Okay. So here we just have some more kind of like mixed problems here. Just review. So it says, look, for the sets A, or for the sets union, or universal set, I'm sorry, A, B, construct a Venn diagram and place the proper elements in the proper regions. Okay, so look, let's do this. Draw a big rectangle right here. The bigger, the better. Here's you. Draw a big circle that I'm going to call A, and a big circle that I'm going to call B. Now, guys, the way I'm going to do this first, I'm going to figure out what letters overlap between A and B. B does, so B is going to go right here in the middle. It's supposed to be a B, okay? Let's see, E, no. F, yes, F does as well. And it looks like that could be it. Oh, and J. Let me see if I can make that a little bit better, because it's a little messy here. I'm going to get my circles nice and pretty. A, there we go, B. Okay, so we said that the letters on the inside were going to be B, F, and J. Okay. Now, let's pick the letters that are only in the set A. Well, the letter A is, the letter E is, the letter H is, okay. And let's pick letters that are only in the set B. Well, the letter C is, the letter D is, okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the universal set. And I'm going to start scratching out the letters that we've used. We've used the letter A, we've used the letter B, we've used the letter C, we've also used D, we have also used E, we have also used F, we have not used G. So guys, G will be, say, somewhere right there. Now we used it. H we've already used. I we have not used yet. There's I. We have already used J, but we have not used the letter K. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next one here. Let's see what it says. Let the universal set represent the set of animals in U.S. zoos. Okay, this is all the zoos in the United States. Let A represent the set of the animals in the San Diego Zoo. Describe a complement. Okay, a complement would be animals in U.S. zoos except for the San Diego Zoo. Right? So like the Gladys Porter Zoo, right? Things like that. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at the next one here. It says, the universal set is a set of cities in the United States. Guys, all the cities. Everything from New York City to Progreso, to La Villa, right? To Los Angeles, to San Diego, to San Antonio, to Austin. All the cities in the U.S., right? Tomball, Texas. All the small towns, too. Okay. A is a set of cities that have a professional sports team. B is a set of cities that have a symphony. Describe in words, okay? These would be U.S. cities with either a professional sports team or a symphony, okay? Now, guys, remember, this is an inclusive or. It could be one, it could be the other, it could be both, right? Okay, now look at this one. This is the intersection. So this is going to be the U.S. cities with both professional sports teams and a symphony. Okay. All right. So we're almost done here with 2.3, guys. I know 2.3 is kind of a longer section, but we're almost done with it. Let's see. It says, use the Venn diagram in the picture to list the elements in roster form. Okay. So first thing we're going to do here, we're going to just list the elements in A. So everybody in this circle right here. Guys, the order in which you put them in isn't really important. So if you want to put them in alphabetical order, that's fine. But as long as you got them all there, then you're good, right? Okay. Let's see. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now let's look at the set B. Set B is going to be everybody in this circle. Okay. So A, H, F, V, G, R, and D. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the intersection. So the intersection of those two sets, where do they overlap? Well, just A and H. Right. Now, the next thing I want to point out, look what it says. It says A union B complement. Guys, remember what A union B means? A union B means all of this business, everything I've just highlighted. So now if I look at that, what did I not highlight? What letters did we not highlight? Well, the letters P, M, and Z. Okay, so now the next one is going to be A complement, intersection B complement. Okay, so guys, sometimes I'm doing a problem like this. What I find to be a little easier is to say, look, here's the set A, right? What would an A complement look like? So if I didn't want everybody in this circle, wouldn't we have picked, oh, I don't know, F, V, G, R, D, P, M, C, right? And then the same thing for B complement. If I didn't want everybody in this circle, wouldn't I have only wanted, oh, I don't know, W, C, D, T, P, M, and Z, right? And the reason why I want to do that is because look what we want to find now. Now what we want to find is we want to find the intersection. The intersection means what letters do they both have in common? They both have P, M, Z. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's see if we can find A minus B. So guys, we can do it looking at the picture. We can also do it looking at what we have right here. Okay. So look, let's do it first looking at the picture. What letters do I have in A that are not going to be in B? Wouldn't it just be those right there? W, C, B, and T. Those are the ones we want. W, C, B, and T. Okay. Erase this mess here. There we go. And let's see if we can find A minus B complement. Okay. A minus B complement. Okay. So guys, I'm actually going to do it using this and this. So A minus B complement. What letters do I have here that are not over there? Wouldn't it just be the letters A and H? And that's what we want for this piece right here. A and H. Ah. Good. Okay, so I think, let me double check. Yep. Last few problems here, guys. We're almost done. Okay. And this part should be kind of easy because it's only two pieces. I know you're tired. I'm tired too. Okay, A intersection C. So remember, all I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to say, okay, here's A, here's C. What letters do they have in common? Well, they got A in common. C, no. D, no. They have F in common. And they have I in common. Okay? So all we're really doing there, we're just looking for What letters do they have in common? I, F, or A, F, and I. Okay, now, when we're going to find the complement, remember what the complement means. The complement means I want the letters in the universal set. They're not A, they're not F, they're not I. So what about B, C, D, E, G, H, J, and K? And there is 2.3.